In this Track and Trade Pro tutorial example, I want to highlight for you the Accounting tab plugin. That's the little green dollar calculator right over here in the upper left-hand corner. This is what we call our control panel, and so that's the green dollar sign in our control panel. And if you click on it, it will expand, and you say it's my account. And again, this is part of the Accounting and Simulator plugin. You won't have this unless you have that plugin. But what it does is it allows us to go through and track our profits and losses on our simulated trades. You'll notice the first one is the accounting date, and because we are a time machine, we can go forward and backward in time and trade historical simulated trades of historical markets. So if you wanted, for example, to become an expert corn trader, you could go back to 1980 and begin trading corn forward all the way to 1994. Or whatever date that it is today, and you can track the market day by day and then see what the market does and how it reacts. And each market has kind of its own personality, and so if you wanted to become an expert in any particular market, this is a great way for you to go back and practice your trading techniques. And we have that listed as the accounting date. And of course that will change with your market as you move it forward and back and play the markets forward and back. We have our open order profit and loss, closed order profit and loss, and order commissions. So this first section is for orders. This is for placing contract orders on the chart and simulating those transactions, and this is where you would calculate your profits and losses. The next section is open option profit and loss, closed option profit and loss, and option commission. So if you're simulating trading options, this is where the profits and losses of your options would show up. Notice that we have futures up on top and options on underneath, and then we have a subtotal section that subtotals those two together. So if you're doing strategies where you're both buying or selling an underlying futures contract with a contract order and you're also playing options at the same time, you would calculate simultaneously the profits and losses from both options and futures in this accounting window over here. Then we would give ourselves a subtotal or a total of these different profits and losses based on the two profits and losses of the underlying futures or options. Then we have our account balance and our margin requirements, the available funds in our account. You'll notice that we have a deposit account up here, so we can come in and we can make deposits into our account, or we can make withdrawals into our account. We can place orders directly into our account right here. We also have a trade log, which comes through and shows you the different log of all the different trades that you've made from any specific date and how they affected your account. And then we have our current positions, whether we're long or short any specific commodity. And then we have our call options and our put options, and whether we have a buy or a sell, or a buy or a sell on individual contracts. And you notice this first column is just for this contract, and then the total column includes all contracts or all commodities that we're trading within our book. So if we have 5 contracts within our book, and each one of those 5 contracts has an order on it with a profit and loss, they would show up over here in the totals. And in the center one would just be the totals for this contract that we're looking at. Now for this example, I want to show you just quickly how we can place some orders in here, and we're going to watch the profits and losses calculate. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to just quickly grab a market order. I'm going to buy one market. Okay, I'm going to step that forward. It wants us to make a deposit, so we go ahead and with our time machine we do that by going $5,000. And we're going to say we made that deposit on November 1st, and we hit OK. And you'll notice that that shows up over here in our accounting window that we made a deposit of $5,000 on 11/1/2003. And then on 11/26, where we placed our simulated order, we buy one market and it was filled at $245.50. You'll notice up here where we're calculating our profits and losses, we now have an open order at $87.50 with an $87.50 profit. We paid a $20 commission, and we have an order subtotal of $67.50 profit. Now as that market moves forward, you can see that our profits and losses advance or decline. And then you'll notice down here we have our orders listed, and let's come in here and do a call option. And I'm going to buy one 255 call, and I'm going to say OK. And as we step that one forward, that one's filled. Now you'll notice we have a profit and loss set up within our options section of our calculator, of our accounting tab, and we have profits and losses for our orders, and then we have a subtotal where everything is being calculated together. And as we advance these markets forward, you'll be able to see these profits and losses accumulate independently and then as totals. So now we have different prices for our underlying futures. We have our options calculated separately, and then we have a subtotal that calculates them both together. And as we move that forward, we either increase or decrease in value. And you come down here and you can see that our current position is we are long one contract, and our call options we have buy one. So we have a buy one in both this contract and in the total. Now if we went over to another contract and started trading, we would have in the total contract that would be able to be seen at all times no matter what contract we're looking at, and in this contract we can see just the information for this contract. And down in the bottom window, you notice down in here you can see where we've made our deposit. You can see any our deposit right here, and you can see any orders that we've placed. Now here's an order that we placed 11/26/2003, and buy one at the market, and it was filled. Here's our call option. Let's spread this open just a little bit more, and you can see buy one 255 call at 9 for 450, and that's in there. And we can sort by date. We'll go ahead and sort those by date by clicking the date header. And so you can highlight that over there. Now let's say we want to come over here and see that buy one call 9, or the buy one market. If we click on that red triangle, notice that it highlights over here in this window for us. So if we have a big long list of orders and we're not sure which one we're looking at, we can just simply click on it and it will highlight it over here in this window for us.